Welcome to Librarian Recommends. Hi, my name is Trish and I'm one of the librarians at Barbican Library, and in this video I'm going to bring you some suggestions of audiobooks to listen to. Look out for it fortnightly on a Thursday. When the library is open, you can of course come into the library to borrow books. But did you know that you can also download audiobooks using our free RBdigital app 24/7? If you need help using the app, please take a look at our user guide video on our YouTube channel using the link above. Audiobooks are a great way to experience books, especially in these times when we are all short of free time, as you can listen to them when you are doing something else. Today's audiobook suggestions are all about historical figures, both factual and fictional. My first suggestion is The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel. Shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction and longlisted for the Booker Prize 2020, this is the third and final book in the trilogy about Thomas Cromwell. It is England, 1536, and Anne Boleyn is dead, having been beheaded. She became a victim due to Henry's lack of a son. Following Anne Boleyn's death, Henry moves on to his third queen, and Thomas Cromwell dines with the victors. He has managed to survive again and continues his rise to wealth and power. He is a man from humble beginnings who has no great family to back him, so he relies on his wits. He is asked the question, what will you do when Henry turns on you, as he does with everyone, sooner or later? This really is a remarkable final instalment in the trilogy. Next up is Bryant and May, Off the Rails by Christopher Fowler. Meet Arthur Bryant and John May of London's Peculiar Crimes Unit. The action in this novel takes place between the Second World War and present day, and the duo tackle complex and seemingly impossible crimes. This time they are on the trail of an enigma, Mr. Fox. His identity is false and his links to society are invisible. The secret takes them into the vast labyrinth of the underground, which is full of legends and ghost stations. Are Bryant and May about to uncover something truly bizarre? The twosome have been likened to the Holmes and Watson of contemporary fiction. Although this is the 8th in the series, it can easily be read as a standalone novel. So why not read this rip-roaring adventure and find out the startling confusion? How about Gentleman Jack by Anne Chomer and Sally Wainwright? Anne Lister, or Gentleman Jack as she was known, was a formidable and exceptional woman who lived in the 19th century. Throughout her life she wrote diaries, and these were translated by Anne Chomer and turned into a TV series by Sally Wainwright. Anne lived by the mantra, "There are more ways than one of being happy. I am living proof of this." She forged her own path in society when women had very little freedom compared to men. She was a landowner, an industrialist, and a traveller. What was so unusual about her was the fact that she was determined to follow her lesbian sexuality and find a wife. Sadly, she died of a fever at just 40, when she had so much more to achieve. My final suggestion is Mary Boleyn by Alison Weir. Mary Boleyn, also known as Lady Mary, was a member of a family who had considerable influence at the Tudor court. She was born in 1500 and grew up in Hever Castle in Kent. Mary was the eldest of 3 Boleyn children and sister of Anne Boleyn, one of Henry VIII's most famous wives. As a result of her more well-known sister, she had been overlooked and misunderstood by history. She was Henry's mistress for an unknown amount of time and was rumoured to have borne him 2 children, which he never acknowledged. Mary was married twice, and the second marriage was her undoing, as it took place in secret, and the king deemed her husband was beneath her station. As a result, she was banished from court and died 7 years later in obscurity. Alison Weir's book is a new and detailed portrayal which considers whether Mary had an entirely undeserved posthumous notoriety. If you want some further ideas for books to listen to, featuring historical figures, real or imagined, you could try Prophecy by S.J. Paris, The Mark of a Murderer by Susanna Gregory, The Murder of Mary Russell by Laurie R. King, or The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. There are lots to choose from. I do hope you enjoy these ideas for your next listen, even if it's a genre you've not thought of listening to before. Delving into something new can be so absorbing and enlightening. And don't forget, if these titles I have suggested are unavailable when you look, you can search by genre and availability or browse in the RBdigital app. If you prefer to read books, look out for my Librarian Recommends video on eBooks on a Tuesday. Please do like this video if you have enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Your support and feedback is invaluable to us. Before I go, I would like to thank my colleague Sue for her invaluable help putting these recommendations together. Happy listening and see you soon. Bye!